Tremoring was until Dr. Berceli, he's the founder of TRE, until he has begun his work. So tremoring existed in a few areas, but in bioenergetics and core energetics therapy and some trauma therapies like somatic experiencing and EMDR, we sort of tremoring, there was some knowledge about tremoring, but these are in restricted areas happening only in a psychotherapy office, for example, which is good. It's very effective there. But what Dr. Berceli pointed out is that roughly 90% of the world's population does not have access, even today in 2025, roughly 90% of the world's population does not have access to psychotherapy. And therefore, if we're going to deal with stress and trauma and things like that, well, we need other things rather than showing up at a psychotherapist's office. So I think that TRE has the best chance of making this more understood globally. David, Dr. Berceli, is kind of a little bit like a Pied Piper in the sense that he began this work in Africa, in the Middle East, and Europe, and it's actually been slowest to become known in the United States in some ways because of his history, because he was living overseas. There, we saw the growth of TRE in areas like South Africa, Brazil, different parts of Europe. They're earlier than in the United States because that's where he was living and training people, and they were more open to these sorts of modalities. We're making good in the United States. And I personally believe that, so what I always tell people is if 10 years ago, if you did a Google search for breath work, you might find one or two kind of breathwork academies or schools. You would find Wim Hof, maybe something else, maybe you find Buteyko breathing. And if you do a Google search now for breathwork schools or academies or certifications, there's hundreds and hundreds, because in a 10-year time horizon, breath work as a modality has kind of like exploded because it works. Well, I believe that TRE and tremoring is going to be the same way. So